And we're live. Welcome to the Rustcast 004, Mega Mike. How are you, my brother?
I'm doing great. Here.
We've got a special guest in the building at the Chill Zone today.
Hello.
We've got CNQR Toxic.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir. Chilling in the chill zone.
How are you, Toxic? Do you just like to get called Toxic when people are conversating with you?
Yeah, see, people always call me CNQR, and I'm like, that's the CNQRs, the team. Myself and my friends founded. It's not actually my name. Toxic is what I prefer to go by. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I usually refer to you as. Yeah.
So what does CNQR stand for? Like the abbreviation?
CNQR is short for Conquer. So like a brief backstory. At the start of the game, we built a base called the Minotaur, and we always used to build it at the start of Wipe. This was back in 2021, and there was about 6 of us. We came across really good players at the start of the game. We were like, okay, let's recruit them and get one on our team. And then the next thing was, we should have a team name. And we were just like, okay, we sort of conquer every server we do. We go on, let's do CNQR. That's how it's come to be.
That's cool, man. I love that. Yeah, that's dope. That's a dope.
Yes,
How long have you been playing for, bro?
I've been playing since beta.
Oh, so
Yes,
2013
sir.
then, is that
You're a
right?
veteran.
Oh no, 2021. 2021. Yeah,
2020.
I was young blood in 2013, but no, 2021 is when I started playing. I had no prior experience to Rust. I didn't know it existed. When it came to console, my cousin was just like, do you want to play this new survival game with us? I was like, sure, and never looked back since. And so I've kind of played the game as it is, didn't realise how good it actually was on PC. So I sort of think that was a really good experience of just experiencing how the game was at the start, not realising what it was like on PC. So I wasn't so much like, this game's really bad. I thought it was great.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I really like the game. I really do, but it's just really cool with the different aspects of it. You know what I mean? Like, you can do the farming, you know what I mean? There's PvP, there's builds, like, especially like when we're on like a server right now, like where it's PvE, you can just like, you see some really cool builds, like stuff that you don't see normally on PvP servers, right?
Mm-hmm. What do you think? Do you think there's going to be a big wave of new people when the new gen comes, get in the game? And
I definitely think so, because the game it unlocks the potential it should have had at least a year or two ago, because it makes everything possible. It makes bigger updates possible. It makes people playing the game a lot easier, and hopefully Double 11 can somewhat stable the servers as well, because there's going to be an influx of players, so there's going to be a lot of lag at the start, which I'm hoping is monitored.
Yeah, I had to laugh at your the last I suppose tweet, right? The last tweet that I seen when they put up are you excited to see the tugs the tugs in New Gen, and you were like, yeah, but minicopters, right? Dude, that made me laugh so much. That was so funny. I got what you were trying to say though, because we're all wondering, dude. We're all just here with that in our minds, right? That's the main question, and I think that will draw in a massive audience of new people if they can see all these new vehicles and options for vehicles in the advert for this new game, right?
Like I'm not like super like I'm not really thinking that we're gonna get like all the helis if we do, but I think if we did get something heli wise, we'd start off with minis and maybe the rest like on like updates, right? Hopefully monthly, right? Too, right?
Yeah, would hope.
But really, man. Like,
I think it was something I just covered on Fluxified's nose video, because I jumped on his channel and had a talk with him. We were talking about, he was on about a shadow release, where basically you don't sort of have a release announcement for the game, you just release it and see what happens. It's sort of what Oblivion, that new game that dropped. And I was like, I don't think that's going to happen, because they haven't really sold us the game yet. For existing players, we sort of know it's a graphics overhaul and we know hot air balloons are coming. Aside from that, and obviously the Q&As, well, few of them, a lot of them are fillers. It's just they haven't, especially for a new customer, I'm just thinking they haven't sold me the game yet, because we want to hear about the big updates. We want to hear the big updates that are now possible because of this new gen, so such as excavator and stuff. But
yes, absolutely.
The important thing is that they said bigger maps and bigger pop sizes are coming, not on the release, which I was like, I don't
so
know.
what do you think their exactly, so do you think their expectation is to get new players, or do you think they're just doing this for us, for the current players that deserve this new gen version, this better, smoother version? What do you think's their goal here? Do you think it is to get new players also?
I think it's both. It screams volumes how they made it free for existing players, which I think they should have done, and I'm happy they did do that. But also, I think they're going to rely on word of mouth a bit more for existing players to kind of get other players on board. Oh, the game's great now, you can come on this game, because people are playing Deadside and other survival games like DayZ. People have checked out of Rust, so it's to get those players back. And I'm just concerned as have they done enough to sell that to them?
I wonder if there's going to be a marketing push around about the release, like if they're going to have like the way you see a lot of...
so too, and the sooner the better, really, I think. Especially if they know where GTA is going to be like a year. It's a year delayed now, right? So now would be the time, I would think, within the next a couple of months, like to go into and release the game, and then you got to keep people hooked with the monthly updates, right? Because there's going to be a lot of people that are just going to be playing GTA, nothing but GTA for a long time, right? It's going to be a new, fresh game. People have been anticipating it for years now, right? So
that's what Jade Monkey,
I think that's the thing.
That's what Jade Monkey said. But he brought up the point of just releasing the game and then getting it stable to then do updates on, which I sort of agree with. But I think it'd be more hassle on Double 11 side to do that. And now that they've got a year to capitalize on that window for GTA 6, They need to do as much as they can. But Rust is never going to die. It's such a wonderful game.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love Rust, man. It's not going to die for me, man. It's just you just kind of I don't. It's not like I don't enjoy playing. I love playing Rust, still currently, right? It's just I just wish there was just more to do. Do you know what I mean? Within the game at this present time, you know what I'm saying? I wish there's a few more options. How
did you feel about the donut map, Toxic? How did you feel about the whole donut map thing? Do you think that's going to be in the new gen, a stable version of it, or what did you think about that?
I don't think it's coming to new gen. If it's going to come to new gen, it would be community servers, but I think they already covered that. It's not coming to the new gen version of the game. But when that came around, everyone was so hyped, including myself, because we had just had so little. So anything they gave us a breadcrumb, we were like, oh good, okay, this is great. And then
absolutely,
do we have hints to the new gen version in this game of updates, with this map? And the devs were like, no. I was like, oh, okay.
There's a lot of I like the donut map, right? I think that it's a really cool map. I find there's a lot more logistics to raiding and stuff, because it's a long time to run around that, right? And it's sketchy cutting across the center too, right? So, but I just find they could have did a little bit better job with the terrain, on that one, and a lot of all the stuff. There's a lot of floating stuff in there.
Boxes.
you can climb behind rocks, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of glitches like that. Mind you can't shoot through them, which is a good thing. You know what I mean? So, but you know what I mean?
Test.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what I mean. But I really like that map. I just wish it was a little cleaner. You know what I mean? I think it's a sweet map.
Because we've got a teammate. We've got a teammate that still plays on public test branch, and he invited us to play on the donut map just recently. And this actually is going to lead me on nicely to the question about Xim and Zen, bro, because it's a real thing, and sometimes people don't even believe it's a real thing. Can you believe that? There are a lot of novices that I've chatted with, they're like, no, you can't cheat in Rust console, and it's like, no, go and do the research. And when I was doing the research, your video, a lot of your stuff came up about Xim and Zen. So could you talk a little bit about that for maybe new people who are going to pick up the new gen game, and what do you think is going to be done about it for the new gen game, if you know anything about that?
Right, so Xim Apex or Xim Matrix, they have a couple products, but the company's name is Xim. That refers to a mouse and keyboard and adapter. So you have to plug the adapter into your console, which then basically translates into the console that you're playing on a controller when really you're actually playing on a mouse and keyboard. Yeah. And
there you go.
That basically allows you to have insane sensitivity. The recoil becomes a lot easier because you're effectively controlling it with your whole hand and wrist as opposed to thumb on a
thumbs.
So that is very OP. In my opinion, it's worse than Zen. I mean, you can use Zen on mouse and keyboard as well.
Absolutely.
With Zen, it's just recoil scripts and having no recoil, but that has its own pros and cons in itself, and these have been around even before Rust Console came to the market. A lot of people that came over to Rust Console were from Siege, and they were already using Xim, and a lot of players were mouse and keyboard. So
yes, sir.
When we came to make the team, we wanted it to be legit only. I'll just relay what I said to Fluxified. The amount of time myself and the team had to do to research the cheating devices and research how they look in game. So when people would say, "Oh, can we join CNQR?" we would be like, "Send us your clips," and we would have to make a determination of are they cheating, are they not. So I've done a lot of research into what looks like cheating and what's not, and it's very much still a thing. The more time goes by, more people are going into these devices because they've either had enough, or mouse and keyboard generally is more fun than playing on a controller. That's subjective, but going into new gen.
Sorry, bro, carry on.
That's all right. Going into new gen, the anti-cheat I know nothing about. I don't think we're going to learn much about it, because if they do, then the companies will be like, okay, let's try and find a bypass. And so
that's right.
It'd be in their best interest to not say anything. And when I voiced my opinion about cheating when I was in the Rust Console Discord before I got banned from it, I said...
What?
Yeah, there's a long story behind that, I understand. But I said, the cheating problem in this game is bad, right? And so... one person said the percentage in the community was 1% that were cheating in the community, and that made that I would be up to debate that, because the amount of people I've come across that I've spoken to within this game cheat. So many people cheat, and it's in their best interest to not say, for example, oh no, it's not 1%, it's 20%. It's just gonna.
I think it'd be in the high 20s. I was actually gonna say that. I do think it'd be in the high 20s, honestly, man. Because I know people are good. You know what I mean? There is guys that are good. You know what I mean? 100%. Like, you know what I mean? But like, man, we have guys all the time, man. Like, we were on this that public test brand server. I won't mention anybody's gamer tag, but
just a couple of weeks ago,
he would jump and spin around. And he would shoot 3 shots from his AK and hit me in the head 3 times with his AK. Like, I'm not even lying. And it was just crunch, 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 man, every time. I'm like, man, this is crazy. There's no way. And there's been a few times where I've gotten a drop on him. And like one time, I sent you the clip there, Kilted there. Like, man, I couldn't even see him in frame, man. He hit me 3 times, man. And I was crouched in this jump up, and there's no way he could have seen me, but he just caught me right quick, domed me with an MP5 like 3 times again.
I watched the video that you done Toxic. Yeah, exactly. With everybody that he played against, it was exactly the way that Mike described. Yeah. He hit me from so far away, he domed me from so far away, dude, and it was almost like the second he saw me, that was it. As soon as he managed to clap his eyes on me, I was dead. Domed instantly. Yeah. And then I listened to one of your videos, and you literally word for word described what the sort of player would be like the aggressive style that they would use and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, that's the guy. That's him. Yeah. That's the way he plays. But it was a big eye opener, dude. And
usually if I triple someone in the head, it's like a 7 or 8 shot burst. You know what I mean? Like when I hit someone in the head like 3 times, it's usually like 7, 8 shots.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
you said that people didn't really believe in cheating. When you say cheating, people come to the conclusion of, oh, you mean like hacking? But like by no means, we don't have hacking on this game. Thankfully, we don't have wall hacks. We don't have people teleporting using in-game scripts. But yeah, no. When it comes to Xim and Zen, they're cheating devices. The cheating device for Xim is the adapter, not technically the mouse and keyboard, because you can in some games use mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, but man,
it's pretty bad, man. I hope they do something about it. I imagine they do, and they're working on it. You know what I mean? Because it is a concern for them, I would hope, right?
Yeah, it's a huge problem in the gaming industry. It's not just Rust, and you have these billion-dollar corporations and game developers that still don't have a solution for it. So the consumer for Rust console is kind of like, well, if these guys don't have one, how can we have hope that Double 11 will deliver? And I hope they do. One thing I did suggest as well way back is having, obviously when you're making your own server and you're an admin, you can fly around and then spectate people. One thing I really wanted them to implement into the game was this little HUD of, let's say you have the AK spray on your right, and then beside that you have the spray of the player. So when they shoot 30 bullets, you'll see it right next to the AK spray, and see if it's bullet for bullet the exact same as the AK spray, because no spray is going to be the same. And if if someone's using Zen, it will be the same.
Well, there you go. Exactly. That's it then. That's exactly the way to tell, because nobody does exactly the same spray consistently over and over again. So
another thing I really hope they change with like the current gen, especially like with like any server really, and especially community servers really. But like I hate when you're looking for a fresh server in the game, and the server says it's like, oh, it's only 10 hours
3 hours old,
and you go on it, and there's like
monsters.
There's already 30 vending machines, like toxic vending machines, all around the server. You know what I mean? Like castles made out of like high quality. You're like, man, what is going on here, right? Like, I want them to change it, man, so that like it goes by not when they last restarted the server. It goes from when they wiped the server. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they need to make that like it's just like we look for servers to play sometimes, and it's like you're spending like an hour just trying to find a server to play, right? Just like based on that timeline, keep loading in, waiting. Sometimes there's a queue and stuff, and you're just like trying to get in, and then to find out it's 3 weeks old, ready to wipe. Do
you think they should scrap the player list? Because obviously you wait for people to go offline to do offlines, right? If you don't have a player list, it's kind of...
I actually commented on your video on that, actually, your post you made on that, actually. I do understand that, like, it sucks for like people that do offline and stuff, right? But like that don't like it and stuff like that, right? But I kind of like it, man, because I found like a lot of players like on other servers that rated me. You know what I mean? And like I usually take like screenshots of their gamer tags and stuff, right? And kind of like have a list on my phone freaking of like players to find, right? And it's always good like when you find them on a server, like, oh yeah, friggin', and then you get to hunt them down on that server, right? But people like do on like offline, like sometimes like. Like sometimes there's like a solo or something. Like, I don't know, I've been offline before, and we have offline too, right? But I find it's funny, like sometimes we just like offline someone and just try to raid them with expo bullets, and we don't even kill them, and we'll just put like prison clothes on them and like put them in a cell in their own base, you know what I mean, and like put like spotlights on them, like just do funny stuff like that. I don't know, but I think it's kind of like it. I hope they don't.
Dude. Yeah, having an enemy and you know they're on or not, and then just do you know what I mean? Like we had an enemy recently, dude. That guy we were just talking about, and I know like we just said, yeah, he's a cheater. He became like a real enemy to us, dude. But then when he would come on, the tension in the server would rise because everybody would know, oh, he's on. Oh shit, right? Okay, here we go. This is gonna get real. I don't know. I think there's something cool about just checking that list and knowing who's on.
Yeah. And offline raid protection has come like a really popular thing though amongst like community servers. I've noticed too. Like most like even like slightly modded friggin' servers now have like the ore protection, right, on them. Like, and you know, if you're scared of getting offline, you can use it. You know what I mean? Most of them have it so that like you can't even walk more than a few steps into the zone without dying from rads. You know what I mean? Your rad count will be at like 200. Like,
what's your thoughts on all that, Toxic? What do you think about offline raid protection and community servers like set up like that?
I haven't actually dabbled in the offline protection. That's sort of when my server sort of went before that came in. So I haven't properly looked into it. I haven't really played a server that has that, because I haven't played the game for a bit. But the it's good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, offlines are a huge problem in how people play the game. People should definitely online more. It's so much fun. And I think it's maybe it's good for the game.
Yeah, maybe that's something they can do as an option, you know, for community servers. Maybe if you own a server, you can hide your community list. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe have it as an option, like on some of the you know, the official servers, possibly. You know what I mean? If someone wants to play like an unnamed, you know, server, you know, that no one can see the list to see the amount of players or something, then you can choose to play that. And that's the reason why, you know, I like about community servers. Like I like playing them. Like sometimes, like, you know, when you're a grown up, you know what I mean, you got kids and stuff and you work full time, you know what I mean? It's like sometimes it's nice to be able to jump on like a 6x server and know you're going to have a base with high walls and you're going to be ready to raid within a few hours. You know what I mean? Like if you only got like a few days to grind out on a server and you just really want to raid or something, you know, there's options for that, right? Or you can play official. Like that's what I just like about the options they have within this game. You can have PvP zones. You could have PvE zones.
That's what community servers were ultimately made for, right? When we started playing the game and that hadn't come into the game yet, just playing vanilla servers was very, very tough. I mean, I was fortunate that I had quite a lot of time on my hands to, you know, play the game and just no life it with my mates and the team. So we had a lot of fun and a lot of dedication. It becomes your life almost. And when recording those wipe videos to make into a story, it's crazy.
Dude, that was I love that video, man. That was awesome. The one where it had like all your like best moments with the music in the background and just like all your interactions with friends and stuff. And it's such a community based game, you know. I love it, man. Like the group of people we play with, it's such a wholesome like group of people we've got. You know, we're all like good friends. And dude, I love it. But skins, dude, I'm thinking about the skins and you were talking about like the expansion options there, Mega Mike. I was thinking about like, you know, the options that you have on PC with the skins and stuff, man. I'm just hoping there's going to be an app for Rust console. I don't know if that's in the fucking, you know,
like if we had the app like where we can like control our doors and different devices and stuff and within our like base, like a lot like it's going to make trap bases like a lot more bigger of a thing within this game for sure if they did that. Because a lot of those guys, right, they set the trap bases, they have their doors set up to like an app on their phone. So when they die in game, they can quickly shut the door from their phone. Like for PC, there's a lot of, or open a door with turrets behind it. Like there's a lot of cool stuff you can do, man. I just think I'm just really excited for what's to come, and I just hope they keep giving us stuff every month. I'm curious though, what are your thoughts like on the actual like going about the release of the new game, like not necessarily like when, but how they're going to do it? Like I have a couple thoughts on it, because like there was a disc copy of this game, right? Like I'm wondering if, and especially where we're all getting it free if you have it before, like I'm just wondering if it's just going to be like a big, like you're just going to get hit with like a 110 gig update or something like that, and then basically you're going to click on what version within that game to play. Do you want to play the old PS4 or the PS5, Xbox One and S version, right? I'm just wondering, because like what? So what if you bought the disc copy of the game, or you know what I mean, and you got it at a yard sale or something, you know what I mean, or secondhand? How are they going to know that you have that game? They're just going to mail you a hard copy of it? Like I wonder how they're going to go about that.
What are you wondering? If you have the disc version of the game, what, you get it free?
Yeah, kind of too. And I'm just wondering if like am I going to be able to click on the store and it's just going to be a free thing available to me, or am I just going to go to load into the game I have now, and it's just going to update that game to the new version?
Yeah, like, what do you think the process will be?
The process of it, like, is
how
they're
gonna. What do you think we're gonna have to physically do? Just download, do an update. What do you think?
A separate game, or is it just going to be a big update to the current one we have?
Okay. So as far as I'm aware, the disc, if you have the disc for the game, so if you did buy it from a yard sale, you'd then be able to buy the new version of it, I believe. The disc is sort of a dark art, I guess, because there's sort of complications with that. Like, do you have to pay for it again if you get the disc from somewhere? I don't think you do. So if you get the disc, you'll effectively be able to play the game. And
that's what I mean. That's why I think it's just going to be an update. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but that's why I think it might just be a big update that we're going to get. We're just going to get hit with like an 80 or 100 gig update.
So basically, so both of you are on PlayStation. I don't know what it looks like on PlayStation, but on Xbox, you go into your apps, and then you have the game updates. So effectively, if there's an update for the current version of Rust console or the new gen version, it will come up separately if you want to update. But the thing is that the current version won't get the new gen version updates. So it I don't know, you just go for the new gen version, really. I mean, when I get the new gen version, I'm going to uninstall the current version, not look back personally.
I'll probably be doing the exact same thing. I just couldn't see, honestly, just even like saying to the boys or whatever, and it's like, hey man, you guys want to freaking jump and play a wipe on the old version? Like, I think, like, especially the graphics for me better, the skins are going to look better, you know what I mean? It's there's going to be no reason to look back, just like you say, right? Like, you're going to be too stoked for what's going to be coming for the following month. You know what I mean? Like, to go back. And I'm just super excited for it. And I think the sooner the better they do drop it will be better for them in the long run, because you want to get people hooked on the game, new people hooked on the game. You want to keep them buying skins and stuff, dropping fresh stuff, fresh updates, and hopefully steer them, not so many, from wanting to go over and play. Because some people don't like Grand Theft Auto, right? But like, it's a vast majority of people do, right? And when that game drops, man, like, every game's going to be hurting, I think, right? Like, for a while.
Even for the people that don't like it, I think, you know, it's too big a game. It's going to be the biggest game in history. The sales are going to go through the roof. People that never heard of it will hear it. People that don't like it will still play it, I think, because it is just that game. When it drops, you know it's worth the money.
Yeah. Are you a fan of GTA, bro?
Yeah, man, I love that game. Yeah.
I'm gonna be taking a week off life, I think, friggin'
everyone said that. Like, my friends have said, you know, I'm gonna say to the girlfriend, I'm not gonna be speaking to you for about a week or two. I'm just gonna hop on.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah.
Are you playing any other games just now? Are you playing? You said you're not playing Rust much just now. Is that right?
Yeah, no. So the team I played for this like entire time, CNQR, we sort of split. A lot of us, pretty much all of us, are adults. We have our own lives that we get on with, and the game just got stale. Like, a big problem was that the updates were too slow. We got a content update around 2 months, I would say. They were slow, but we done everything in the game. We online people, the stories we had were insane, and luckily I was able to document it on YouTube for us to look back on. So there's a lot of fun memories there.
Absolutely.
Other than that, I've been playing FIFA. I've played a bit of 2K, Sea of Thieves, Battlefront. Huge Star Wars fan. So those are the sort of games I play.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes,
man.
sir. Eh? Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a good different sort of selection. I play some UFC as well. And I tried Deadside. Have you tried Deadside?
No, I've seen gameplay of it. It's like a whole mix of, literally, if every one of them got together, that would be their king. Every
yeah, dude. I don't know. It's just I just didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed Rust. I've went to many different games looking to find a new game after, you know, getting Rust burnout, which I believe is a real thing. And I always come back to Rust, dude. I just always come back to it.
I don't think you can play that survival game. If you just have one survival game. If you get introduced to DayZ, or I guess Deadside at this point, when you flick from one to the other, you're just like, No, I don't really like it. I think I just prefer the first one I played. You're on main one survival game. It takes so much of your time. You can't spread your time over multiple.
Here's some corn if you guys are hungry there. Geez, sorry with that. You're probably starving. I think it's to your left, I think.
Is that on the table? What's that?
I think it's to your left there. I just never thought that. I meant to give you food when we were on our way over here.
It's down on the ground.
Bust out the pumpkins. Bam. Haha. There you guys go. Yes, sir. Yeah, man, but this game's really fun, man. I got a funny story, man. Like when I first started running around, the first like hour or so I was on the game, like if someone would have seen me, like, what's this sketch bag doing, man? Like I was just like creeping around, like freaking, just looking over my shoulder. And it was funny. I came up to launch site there, and anyways, man, I seen someone running into there, and I was like, holy frig, that must be like one of them Zerg bases or something. And then like I found out it was like a monument after that. I was like, oh my god, I thought that was a base someone built, like friggin'
old launch.
Yeah, the old launch. But I'm excited for bigger maps though and stuff there too. Like I would really like to be like on like a 5K map with like a 250 pop or something. Like I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that would be dope. But how do you think the lag's gonna be? Do you think there's gonna? Because I just accepted lag when I first started playing Rust. Do you think it's gonna be a massive difference?
I think it might be like Toxic was saying. Like I think it might be a little rough, maybe for the first, depending on the influx of players. I think like to the game. Like I think it could be a little rough for first little bit. You know what I mean? Till they work some things out, but. I think it should be a lot better, man, because our systems that we have now are probably 3 times more powerful than the last ones, right? So, I would think that they would handle it a little better, for sure.
Yeah. How did you feel about the weather update? I saw that as well, Toxic. That was funny. It made me laugh.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's cool to see. I mean, these little additions will make up the grand vision of the game, and those things are really good, considering like the stuff we've had in terms of weather hasn't been great. I think at the start of the game we had this really, really awful fog. I don't know.
Really?
Really?
The fog was really bad. It was definitely. I'm trying to think now. Yeah, I might be wrong, but I remember just everyone complaining about the fog, and so yeah, no, a lot's changed definitely, but yeah, I always stress that this should have happened a year or two ago, getting the new gen version, because of the console it's running on effectively. The old gen console it's running on and was technically made for is 10 years old. So I don't
yeah,
it's a bit odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And like I feel too like I think like in the next is like now PlayStation's PlayStation 5 is going on like close to 5 years old now, or going on 5 years old, maybe. I think maybe
5 years.
Yeah, like so like I would think like maybe there's gonna be like a new. I think someone may said Xbox has dropped like a new video for like a new their next console, and it's kind of like a computer or something.
Yeah,
I think someone said something like that to me.
That, but I have seen it. I wouldn't be surprised if a new console is getting made to be released for next year because of GTA 6. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, these consoles are 5 years old, so they're getting
yeah. Exactly, man. Like I was just thinking that, like, you know, they're gonna be dropping another console like teaser videos here real soon. And then my buddy said, well, I think Xbox already dropped one, but I wonder if they're gonna have to, like, is that looks like a high demanding game, big time. Like, like that GTA 6 game, like just looking at, like I watched a few minutes of the teaser video. I didn't want to watch it all because I don't want it to like spoil the game too much for me. I still want that big awe, like when I first play it, right? But like, I just feel like that's gonna melt my PS5 in. Like,
it's so high.
You know what I mean? I just don't see like how that, and you know that teaser video wasn't probably shown on a console either. You know what I mean? That's on their crazy gaming software that they have. Was it?
Yeah, I think it was. I think I saw a video
was it?
covering saying it was on a console. Yeah.
Oh wow. Holy frig, man! Like I don't know, like that's crazy.
The thing with that is the monitor's probably like, it's like 50% the console and 50% the monitor, because if you get a huge jacked up gaming PC but a really crappy monitor, you're not going to get the best out of it. So if you have a really good TV or monitor and also a good console, you're going to have that great experience, right? But if you don't have a great monitor,
exactly.
you're not going to have that great experience.
Exactly.
That's right. They kind of go hand in hand, right? Exactly. So you gotta, you can't have that output if you don't have anything to input it, right? Like, so, that makes a lot of sense for sure. But I'm like I was saying, man, this looked like it just seemed like it would just overheat my PS5, man. So like, I'm wondering if they're gonna start making like consoles to like where they're more like adaptive. Do you know what I mean? Like it, like, because my buddy who said that looks like a computer or something. I wonder if they're gonna make it so that like, like when they update it, they just release like a new drive for it, like kind of like you replace a couple of the guts with something else or something. I wonder, or
possibly,
or something like that. Yeah, like more like a PC. Like
but there's two avenues they can go down. They can try and basically get Steam out of the picture, which is, I think, going to be very hard. Or they could... I don't think they're going to just replace some of the parts in the consoles, because at the end of the day, by the sounds of it, they want to keep selling consoles in a 5-year cycle. So they're not going to make a really good one.
Exactly.
They're going to be like, no, you need to buy the new console. You need to spend $5.
Yeah, exactly. That makes more sense. You're right. Yeah. The sealed unit. Yes. Special screwdrivers only they have to open it. Type deal. Yeah. No, I'm just really curious to see where it's gonna go, man. Like when this thing drops, man. Like I hope there's motorized ground, like like transportation. I hope there's like, I would love to see minis, but if they did give us like hot air balloons and parachutes, man, that'd tie me over for a month or so. Like, I just find it's hard to get, like, you're seeing these crazy compounds now, man. It's just wild. Like, you know what I mean? People are having 4 layers around their base, and it's like you can't even scope it out and look for loot rooms or nothing, right? Like, it's hard.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to be able to drop someone in there, you know what I mean, with a building plan and see what they can lock some friggin' floors onto. You know what I mean? See what's what. But no, it's gonna be exciting though, for sure.
Do you guys think building skins will come?
Oh, dude, I really hope so.
I think they will, man. But I think they're gonna try and sell that to us for some weird reason, man. I think they're gonna make us try and pay for it.
I'll pay for it.
It's gonna be a DLC it's gonna be like a DLC for sure, like extra.
I think if they were really wanting to capitalize on it, they would. Because I saw somewhere, I think I made a video about it, where the Twitter admin said that they're making additions to the store, and I was like, okay, well, that screams building skins, but if they're obviously gonna have different skins for the deluxe and ultimate edition of this game for people that want to buy it. What a better way to be like, building skins if you want to buy this, or you can buy it in the store. It's like, surely that's got to happen.
That would make a lot of sense.
And I think that'll really help a lot too, like with the PvE side of it too. I think it'll be expand on that. Like if they gave us just signs that you can write on, you know what I mean? And like just different things like that. I think they should skin maybe a few more items too within the game too. Like you should be able to like skin like different things, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm just losing my mind here now on it, but it'd be cool if you could like even like skin your horse trough or something, and like to look something cool. You know what I mean? Like to go with different themes of the game, and I think that would bring like a lot more of like people that like to do like the role playing and PvE type style of the game, right?
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I just want to see like the big paintboard so I can just write some messages on it to people and stuff and put it on their faces after I've raided them and just be toxic like that. Nah, I'm just joking, but just those wee things that are going to enhance the PvE. Oh, here we go. We've got
exactly. You know what I mean?
Jumping on. Yeah, exactly, dude. Just those little touches that we're all looking for, right?
I like to get couches and stuff like that too. I think that'd be really cool. They get couches and things along those
gun
lines.
Gun racks as well. Gun racks is something that people really want.
Yeah, gun racks. Gun racks would be dope.
Have you guys gone in for like the content creator program? Have you applied for that?
Yeah, we have actually. Yeah.
I'll be interested to see when when that happens, because something I said in Fluxified's video was like, there's a couple people that I've seen on like YouTube especially that have, you know, questionable aim or how they move, and I'll just be like, how's Double 11 going to tackle the people that are still cheating and making content? Are they gonna look into them? Or, I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. Because you know how you're gonna get, like, I know what you mean. Like, you don't want to accidentally have like someone that's like, you know, playing, you know, using shady stuff, right? And then you're actually paying them to do so, or sponsoring them to do so, right? Like,
Would you say that you've came across content toxic when you've looked at it on YouTube and said, and you don't have to name anybody, obviously, but have you looked at content and thought, all right, that boy's a cheater?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my god, shit, dude.
No, I think there's more people that are legit. The bigger people are legit. That are the people that are content creators who have a bigger following are legit, as opposed to people that are small. Because when you're a content creator and you're cheating, you know, you have more to lose. If you get caught for cheating, you're done. Like, there's no coming back from it. So don't do it, sort of thing. But I have seen some, you know, some questionable things, and there's some players that even say that I've got Xim and Zen in the thumbnail, or they have it in the title, even though they might be legit. They're saying it's a click sort of thing, and I'm just
I can't stand friggin' when you're up against a cheater, man. It's just like, it's, you know, it's frustrating, right? You know what I mean? It's like kicking a dead horse. It's like you can't really do much, right? I don't know, but like I say, I changed my settings to your settings there, and my AK spray is like probably 5 times better than what it was. But like I say, it's not like I'm not hitting someone with every shot I shoot though either. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like I say, if I triple someone, man, it's like in like a 7 or 8 shot burst. You know what I mean? Like it still shakes a bit, right? It's not like that. Like, it doesn't move at all.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely want to do an updated one for when the actual new gen version drops. Those settings are like, you can't carbon copy someone's settings and have exactly the same spray. Everyone is different in their own right, so I'm just like, well, these are my settings. You can change them however you want, because I'm a high sense player in terms of spinning around, because I used to play Call of Duty on the same sensitivity, trick shot in.
Exactly.
So if you're not about that, just turn them down, but the ADS might be fine for you. It's just literally just a little guide, almost.
Yeah, that's actually the words that came out of my mouth when I switched them. I switched that up to 250%, like you had it there in the video. And I was like, holy frick, man, I almost feel like I'm spinning around like I'm in Call of Duty. Yeah. Like if you could jump shoot in this game, it'd be crazy. You know what I mean? Like, it'd just be foolish. But that's what I said too. I referred to it like, this is just like me playing Warzone. Like,
so there was 5 of us changed it, and only one changed back and said that he preferred the slower kind of original way that he had his settings, but the rest of us all kept the settings. And for me personally, after watching that video, it has changed the way the PvP side of it. We jump on those training servers and other PvP servers just to practice a lot, and the AK spray especially, dude, right? That has changed that dramatically, man. So thank you for that. Right. And your content's so informative, man. Like, as I said to you in the intro, well, before we even started talking properly on this interview, I went back to like the first few videos, dude, and just I went all the way through a lot of your content. I was like, the amount of content this man has produced, like, so it's very commendable. Such hard work. How do you stay so focused, dude? Like, you're so consistent. Like, what's the key to starting to build a channel?
So I've been doing YouTube for sort of like over a decade. In terms of I've done trick shotting, I've done like Call of Duty Zombies back in the day.
Okay.
So I'm very much like on the outside. I'm sort of a creative person. I went to university for art and design, so I'm always. As a creative, I'm always just like thinking the next thing. What can I do better? I listen to my videos, maybe like on a drive somewhere, just so like I'm sort of like, okay, don't do that again. Don't speak about that. Speak about something else and come across this way. It's sort of being obsessed in a way, but I love the game. I love the concept, and I love the community. And so I just have my own spin on what I like to produce, and by the looks of it, a lot of people like what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna
Absolutely.
I just like doing what I do, and when you do something that you really love and enjoy, the quality sort of comes into its own, but the people that watch the videos see that you enjoy what you do, so they enjoy it. You can see someone when they're doing it for the money and all this. Now, of course, people earn a living off of YouTube, but you see the difference in when someone is passionate about something and when someone's just faking it.
That's right.
So true, dude.
Man.
So true, and that shines from your channel, especially, dude. We've noticed that.
Yeah, absolutely it does, man. You're definitely the guy we watch the videos for to see what's going on in the game, like
you, Jade Monkey. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, those are the two that I watch.
Yeah, and I think that's how we. This is how our channel even developed, because the way that me and Mega Mike met, and the way that Mike had met with the players that we also play with now, it was just for the pure love of the game and documenting the funny moments that we've had, and like the dumb stuff as well. It's not all about just like all these like thousands of montages of victories. Oh, we win Rust, you know, like fucking. It's more about just capturing those funny moments with the people that we're enjoying playing with, really. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I love that about the game, dude. I love that about the game. I'm looking forward to seeing what other PvE stuff's going to be created, because we jumped in. It's funny, man. We jumped into a PvE server. Have you ever jumped in a PvE server, Toxic?
Oh no, I don't think I have. No.
We did, dude. We jumped in one. Mike was like, "Let's jump in a PvE server and see what chaos we can cause." We were like, for a laugh, let's go and see. So we ended up jumping in, and like. The server, dude, everybody was so nice. Like, everybody was so nice that we were like, like, it's just, I don't know, it was just, it felt like a parallel universe for Rust, you know?
We started a food truck there, and I built this big hotel behind it.
With elevators.
And stuff in it. And it was right funny, man, because we started... It was kind of a funky setup we kind of had, kind of like a little like hippie kind of setup, you know what I mean? And we had these barricades, and we started planting hemp plants in there. Well, I just kept cloning them and cloning them and cloning them. I wasn't caring about getting genetics. I just wanted the clones, right? And we ended up we had like 16,000 clones. It's a 3x server, right? We had like 2.5 large boxes with full stacks of clones in it over, right? And we titled, I think he titled the video like 14,000 clones, but really, man, it was over 16,000, right? And it was wild, dude. We ended up planting every one of them. Right? And we had this crazy field going on, man, and all of a sudden this buddy slings on by, and he was like, "You guys are trying to crash the server."
All the admins just turned up.
This turned up. They were like viewing us and stuff. We're like, "No, we just wanted to run through a field of dreams." We're just like, but it was funny though, man. It was a good time. It was epic, man. I've never seen so much hemp in any video I've ever watched on Rust.
Yeah, the PvE community is sort of like the nicer side.
Oh,
to
yeah.
PvP. The amount of stuff I've seen go down in terms of like going into personal information and stuff is very scary. I spoke to a couple of PC creators as well, and they've said, it's a lot worse on PC. Like
what do you mean? What do you mean, bro? By personal information, people try to track you down, try to track people down and stuff. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. I mean, in the community server type of thing, especially in the clan scene that I was involved in, other people that maybe had enemies or weren't so nice, they would, like, especially in America, they would get swatted. So they would dox them, and then they would send police and stuff like that over to their house.
Oh my god!
It's very,
oh my god!
You have to be very, very careful about how you present yourself over the game. So when you're young, you will talk a lot of shit, and obviously now, as I've matured, I'm sort of like, okay, I'm gonna keep a level head. I was very toxic when I started playing this game, like not as in
hence the name.
Not exactly. Not as in like, I would always talk shit on games. So Apex Legends.
And I like a little bit like I don't like when people like start going on like racist stuff or being,
and because my character, people are racist to me, dude.
And being super vulgar. I don't like that stuff. Like I like it like when you see like like a betting machine, and you know, someone's like, you know, like 3 onlines, like, you know, 3-0 or whatever.
Exactly.
I like that type of stuff. I like if someone left a sign on, like you know what I mean, like a funny face or whatever, their tongue out or whatever on your base. I think that stuff's cool. But like, there's a certain extent to it. Like when we had our server, when it was Rusty Looters, like it was a poppin' server. We had like probably 150 plus players playing it. There was always a queue on it for like a couple of wipes.
Wow.
And there's a couple of guys, man, they're trying to say too much, you know what I mean, like spacing stuff out to say stuff. And they just log on and their base was gone, you know what I mean. Like I wasn't putting up with any of that crap, right? Because people just report your server and stuff, and with Facebook and stuff too. You know what I mean? Like you see like people always like, if this admin abused me on this server or whatever, right? Like, but I think it's a lot of fun running a server though, especially like, you know, when you have a lot of players on it and they're liking your events and stuff, and yeah,
it's right what you're saying about being careful though, dude, right? About having to be careful online there with people, and especially if you're playing the PC version and you're starting to get tracked. Have you heard that content creator Zany Toxic? Have you heard of Zany?
No.
There's a content creator called Zany. He does like it's called It's a Me Zany. He's like, shout out to him. His content made me love Rust even more than I loved it already. It's
Zany's
crazy.
Funny.
It's so funny, but he literally gets threatened by this guy. Like it was such a scary interaction.
I'm coming to your house in an hour, bruh, because you ain't even that far, so bet. I'm coming to your house.
Like, it's just like what you're describing. He's telling him he's going to hack into his computer and find out his IP address. You know, just basically saying he's going to track him down in real life. And it's like, that's scary, dude. This is just a game, man. Come on, chill. Man. This is Rust. Like, some pixels. Don't get attached to the loot. Come on.
I get it. I take it seriously, but it's not like I'm not going to threaten someone over this game. You know what I mean? Like, in real life. Like, that's
crazy.
Yeah, we think it's a little wild, right? But we're just we just like to play a good game, man, and not really about that stuff.
But yeah, dude. Sorry, Mike, carry on.
Yeah, it is like I was just gonna finish off, but it is fun. Like when you get like a little bit of the toxic stuff going on, like, you know what I mean, like to a certain extent. Like I do enjoy it. Yeah, I think it's fine to a certain extent, as long as you don't go too far with it. And I think everyone knows when they've gone too far. You know what I mean? Like it's like, you know where the line is. Don't cross it, right? But
it's good to have an enemy, but you just want it to be like sportsman-like, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I got your base, you get mine, back and forward.
Yeah, that's right. It was funny.
It's not like that.
Speaking of like the PvE stuff, we were actually on this server here, and there was one guy who was a retired engineer, man. And he made this gambling machine, his own gambling machine. It was all nice and neatly done. It was all like had like a random like multiplier and everything, man. Like it was crazy. And they had a base that was just like out behind Outpost here, and it was massive, man. And every bit of it was automated. Every bit of it was automated, man. It had everything had an attachment adapter on it, man. And we went through it all. It was so neat and organized, and automatic cookers, everything, man. And we did a big friggin' tour of their base, and it screwed up on the voice recording. They must not have had their voice chat on. We asked them beforehand. They said it was on. But there's like another setting you have to go to actually make sure it's on. But we didn't get any of their voice recordings. Remember that?
Yeah, dude. That was such a dope base, man. Such a dope base.
It was so cool.
So intricate, and the way that he had designed that gambling machine that you mentioned with the random output of the amount of scrap you would win on the gamble and stuff. It was just so like intricate, dude. Again, there's just levels to this PvE stuff, and again, hopefully in the new gen version there will be so much more levels and stuff available for that sort of content creation. Dude. But we really appreciated your time, picking your brain, finding out about you as a person, Toxic, and dude, it'd be fun just to maybe play with you sometime and jump on a server if you were on or whatever. That would be awesome, man. That would be like real fun, dude.
Thank you for having me on. Like, I appreciate anyone that wanted to even talk to me on their channel. So I appreciate this first and foremost, and I appreciate that you've enjoyed my content. It's definitely something as to why I do what I do. So I'm honoured that I've come across that way for you guys.
No, we love
Awesome,
your content,
man.
bro.
Yeah, we
Thank
love
you,
your
man.
content, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely keep up
Absolutely.
what you guys are doing. It's sort of what I always stress to people. Like, if you're going to create content, see what does well and see what you like, and basically do your own spin on it, and no one can take that away from you.
That's right,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
That's
Thank
right.
you. Appreciate that.
That's right. Absolutely.
Okay,
Thank you.
dude. Well, we'll catch up with you again soon, man. And as again, we appreciate you. Thank you very much.
No worries. Thank you.